Call the regular meeting to order. Vice President.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Mr. Art,
Here.
Ms. Cook, Ms. Eisenhart, here. Ms. Falcone, here. Ms. Hassler, Ms. Plummer, here. Mr. Stofflet, Mr. Miller.
Note for the record, executive session was held on June 16th and June 23rd, 2025 regarding personnel and collective bargaining matters. Do I have approval for the June 9th minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
I'd like to make a comment.
Go ahead.
So he has here where there were motions made and where the motion passed, it has who said yes and who abstained. I'd like to have the names of the people who voted, or whatever was voted in here, if you look under approval.
Approval of minutes is one of
And
them.
anywhere throughout here, if there's any areas where it states that there were, just for the record.
So Ms. Plummer, would you revise your motion to be as revised? Minutes as revised?
Yes, I'll make that motion.
And Mr. Stofflet, would you second that?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Communications?
There is only one, and it is from the planning commission, so if Ms. Plummer would not mind reviewing that.
So it's for the flower shop lot that wants to be divided into now 2 properties. So under our ordinances, it still needs to have a variance in order for, so lot 1 is going to be just residential. So it's a residential, or a single home residence in a commercial area is not allowed at all. So they would need the variance, so I was just.
So it'll have to go to the zoning hearing board.
Correct, right.
That was the only communication.
Mayor's report?
It's late, I don't have anything.
Police are not here.
Police, they gave me, I had a report, I guess they handed it, so I can read it. So incidents were 30, crash investigations were 0, traffic citations 17, arrests 0, reportable crimes 5, vehicle stops 16, investigation follow-up 6 hours, and court time was 6 hours. Yeah, your Fleetwood Police Department took reports on thefts and ordinance violations, Megan law violation, and harassment. Theft occurred at DECA, trailer cargo theft worth approximately $102,000, remains under investigation. Theft occurred at DECA, theft in a wallet, unauthorized use of a credit card from the wallet, approximately $300, remains under investigation. Ordinance violation, Topton Borough soliciting without permit, subjects were located and asked to leave the area. Megan law violation, no violation, finding to the subject was deceased. Harassment, domestic related, no injuries, no charges filed. Citation breakdown were 9 parking, 5 speeding, 1 traffic ordinance, 2 driving while under suspension. Personnel, they're still seeking part-time officer, and they have nothing to report on equipment or projected activities.
Thank you, Guy. Hearing of visitors? Yes.
Christine Lottis, 2390 Smith Street. A year ago in our neighborhood, we started having an issue with reproducing feral cats. One of our neighbors feeds them, doesn't want us to do the TNR, the trap neuter release. She has a little dementia and she's afraid they'll get mad at her and not come back. So moving forward a year, in a 1-block area, we have 19 reproducing feral cats now. So I wanted to speak in favor of what's coming up with the not feeding the feral cat ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Denise Fronheiser. I'm also here for the feral cat ordinance that seems to be wanting to put into the minutes, because there have been complaints. I have personally paid for 5 cats to be captured. I've spent a lot of time getting the traps, trapping them, getting them neutered, having them clipped, taking care of them, having them re-released. I've done 5 on my own. I've caught 2, and I've had them given to friends who've taken them in and also had them neutered. I still feed 2, and I will continue to feed 2. I do have houses that they stay in the winter, and out of those 5, I mean, I take care of them instead of complaining about them. I've captured them, had them neutered out of my own pocket. That's what I would have to say, so instead of maybe bringing it up as a problem, maybe we can be a little more proactive.
Yeah, I don't want to come off sounding as complaining. I've actually caught 11 of them so far, and I've gotten them homes. But the problem is, I mean, and they're the healthiest cats you've ever seen, because she feeds them a smorgasbord. But the problem is she doesn't allow us to trap them at where she feeds them. And it's hard to get. I've gotten a raccoon, I've gotten a skunk. So, we really need to help people that are feeding, such as my neighbor, to get a letter maybe. If we have an ordinance, please don't feed the feral cats, or let us help you trap and neuter them.
Right. And among some of the ordinances that I've seen, because it is now legal to adopt an ordinance on this issue that was questionable before, but among the ordinances that I've seen about feeding feral cats and feral animals is that if you are participating in a trap neuter release program, that would be permissible to do that. So there are some sample ordinances that I have that I've provided to Stacy on that issue, and I've done some research on it because there was a change in the law recently at the beginning of this year to clarify that municipalities could declare certain conditions with feral animals, particularly feral cats, to be a nuisance, and participation in trap neuter release is one of those exceptions.
Is that it? Good.
Joe Roof, 330 South Home Avenue. Some of these feral cats are coming across our property, and I'm seeing them and stuff. But one thing that's not mentioned here is the fact that if any of them contract rabies, they become very aggressive. And this is a problem once they get there, because if somebody gets bit, especially one of your children, by one of these cats that are carrying rabies, you're going to have a major problem on your hands, because if this isn't stopped, there's liable to be lawsuits if a human contracts rabies from a cat bite.
Let me say this. One of the better parts of the trap neuter release program is that the cats are taken to a vet or veterinary clinic, and they are vaccinated against rabies. which is a big improvement to have the cats taken to a vet, checked out for conditions such as rabies, also other communicable diseases such as FIV and feline leukemia. So they get their vaccinations at that time, and the trap neuter release program puts healthier cats, neutered cats out there, and allows the colony to die off by attrition and limits the size of the colony, rather than just allowing the continued feeding of unspayed and neutered cats and perpetuating the problem. I will say with the feral cats, most of the time, they're not really at risk of biting anybody because they don't like humans. They stay far away from humans. I commend you for getting them homes, because most feral cats are not adoptable unless you get them very quickly away from their mothers, because they're taught to not like humans, whereas domesticated cats, we know they attach to whoever feeds them.
I mean, out of the 5 I've had neutered, 2 of them still romp around my yard and stay. I've never seen the other 3, but they play, they stay in my yard for the most part. They venture, obviously, but, you know, I have not seen the other 3, because I let them out and they took off, so, you know. But you're right, they all get their shots and stuff. So.
Yep.
Is that it? Joan?
All right, give you a brief report. 534 Marshall Avenue, we have filed the lien in the Court of Common Pleas. 546 Celia, Borough has the referral form, which Stacy's in the process of completing for the county blighted property program.
And council has a copy of that form.
Okay. Meeting with the Teamsters Local 773, got that update under the executive session having been held. Intermunicipal agreements for Luther Meadows and Heilman House, they are in progress. And the last item, Commonwealth versus Zimmerman, that is a summary enforcement appeal, and that is in the Court of Common Pleas, hearing scheduled for July 31st. And we'll need authorization to have our firm represent the borough at the Common Pleas level.
No?
Yes, I need that motion.
Do I have a motion?
Make that motion.
Second?
Yeah.
Second? All in favor?
I abstain.
Okay. Opposed? Motion carried.
All right, so I have the file, so I'll be talking to your office to come to court with me on 31st. Okay, and unless anyone on council has any questions, that's all I have.
Manager?
So, as reported last meeting, the staff received 5 repaired banners. They have now been reinstalled. The Hometown Hero banners, not the same locations, but throughout Topton. We onboarded with our new IT services provider. We were scheduled to attend a proceeding for a criminal preliminary hearing by subpoena. That has been sort of resolved. I will keep council up to date on that. Thanks goes out to Topton Fire Company and our emergency management coordinator for their help with the power outage in June on the 19th and for the 911 outage last week. We submitted the report to confirm the notification letters went out to the community members, property owners who were mailed a letter in November 2024 stating that their service line for drinking water is an unknown material. Please, community members who receive those letters, please contact the borough. We really need to get them at a known status and determine that rather quickly. It's already July and we've barely heard from 5% of the letters that we mailed. We have issued notices to some quality of life complaints. PMRS, our pension administrator, has informed Borough that we will be receiving $27,333 from the 2023 excess interest award, which means that the investments did well, and that's what it's earned, and that's our portion. The drought watch for Berks County, which included our area, was finally lifted on July 2nd, so there are no more restrictions to Berks County municipalities. The PAMA conference is in August. Council wanted to know what the registration fee is. It is $410.
I'm sorry, was that four?
410. 410, that's PAMA conference in August.
Oh, 410 is what the cost is.
That's my report, and then the next item for discussion is under me, which is the feral cat ordinance. So as Joan said, council has been presented with some facts about the laws in the area, as well as a sample from Ms. London that is for the city of Pottsville. It's just a suggestion and a sample, so after hearing testimony from those in the audience, if council has any more questions or research that needs to be done prior to finding out what the needs of Topton is, but at least you can review a sample.
Right, and that's one that was very recently adopted, I believe, Pottsville, and takes into account trap neuter release programs, I believe.
So this information that you've given us says that it requires those who keep feral cats to register with the town's animal control officer?
Right, it's not going to be a perfect fit for Topton. Pottsville is a larger municipality than Topton with a larger staff. But it gives some idea of how you can regulate the keeping of feral cats and the feeding of feral cats so that they don't create a nuisance.
It also says that it would be mandatory that they want people to be penalized for feeding the animals.
Well, it would be a violation of the ordinance not to continue to feed feral cats and not be caring for them, just to be leaving dishes of food outside, which under the new laws on animal feeding, you are not supposed to do. You're not supposed to be leaving dishes of food outside, because not only are cats getting them, but there are also raccoons, there are mice and rats, there are other health issues and safety issues in addition to cats. There are other ordinances if you want to.
I'm not in favor of an ordinance for addressing feral cats at this time, personally. I mean, we have so many ordinances and control so many things, and according to what research is that I've done, it's not preventing the problems that we have. These cats are in our communities. I mean, hats off to those who are doing what they can to address the problem. I had 6 that I captured, and I found a mother that produced 4 litters, and it got her surgically spayed and captured all the kittens and placed them all in homes, and it cost me a small fortune.
Right, well, participation in a trap neuter release program really is, I mean, that's a good start. It's not feasible for everybody. And you're right, the traps have their problems. I remember one time trying to trap a groundhog that was under our porch. It burrowed under there and was driving our Jack Russell Terrier crazy. He was trying to dig through the floor at it. And we did trap something, unfortunately it was a skunk. So I can appreciate the problems, that there are challenges to it. And again, the Pottsville ordinance is one suggestion of the one that's been most recently adopted under recent state law. There are others where you may decide that there's not a serious enough problem to warrant an ordinance, but I'm just giving council the information.
I did want to just let the public know that is here that we do have ordinances that regarding dogs and cats and other pets, but they're for pets rather than ferals. There's really nothing that I could see in our
Well,
ordinance.
under the borough code, you can prohibit dogs and cats from running at large. In townships, it's only dogs, because a lot of, in townships, there's rural areas and farming areas where cats are kept outdoors because they're there to control the rodents in the barns. They're actual working cats. In a borough, that's not as likely.
And regarding cruelty, which was another part of the ordinances that you gave us a sample of, we do have animal cruelty laws.
Right,
The Animal Rescue League and the state.
Right, that's state law for the most part.
If you want to track the cats for trap number release, you have to do a plate of food outside. So, you were
Right.
speaking
And that-
earlier about having something.
Right, yeah, but there would be, obviously that would be an exception to that rule if you do like a mouse trap, similar to that.
I just don't really want to put another ordinance on the books for people to have to worry about. People can't feed a pet, an animal, it's.
So the other thing is we don't have an animal control office or?
Right, I mean, this is, again, it's just a sample ordinance to give some idea of what is out there. There are others, Pottsville that would have to be customized considerably.
But how will we enforce, like any kind of, are we gonna have something that's enforceable or just something that promotes catch and release? Is that like, how will we?
I mean, most likely, if it were done, it would probably have to be done under quality of life. I mean, I'm guessing, I really haven't thought about that, we haven't gone that far in the discussion. But it would almost have to be under quality of life because it's the kind of thing that evades detection otherwise. It's like high grass and melting snow. Well,
We can think
that's up
about
to
it.
council. I mean, there's no motion needed. It's just something that we carried in the agenda to this month to, and Stacy can advise me if anything further is needed as far as research. If anybody has any questions, please email me.
The next item I have is for the 2026 budget. Does council have any ideas of when you would like to start either a second meeting of the month, item on the regular agenda, executive sessions to talk about pay rates, the date of the budget presentation based on discussions with other community members, other community organizations, commissions, and authorities?
Earlier is better, right?
When did you start last year? Do you remember?
I wouldn't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So first, you're that, yourself and Ms. Cook were on, we started in June or July with second meeting discussions because everyone was so new to budgets, to the topics, capital planning, etc.
I wanted to start
I think August would be.
I was thinking
either
July
second meeting
28th.
this month
Yeah.
or second meeting August.
So would you like to name topics or
Well,
just?
There's not too much, we're kind of on hold with some of our budget this time.
But we'll
Still have to do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, sorry.
July 20th. I wouldn't mind starting July 20th.
July 28th.
Yeah.
Time's up, that's fine.
The 28th.
And then do you have a list of what order you want to go in to discuss?
We could probably start with capital improvements too, because like we have a long list and I don't know priorities exactly, right? I mean, Whatever, that's my thoughts, but anybody else?
Capital improvements are prior.
I think it's,
Expensive.
I think that's a good word, place to start.
That's where we always start ours.
And then we can go from there on the 28th. I can draft up a list of what other topics need to be covered and when you'd like to cover them.
And at what time would we,
Same time, or
7 o'clock?
it's already advertised for 7 PM, so I don't have to do an advertisement. And I believe that's the last time. Thank you.
Thanks, Stacy. Carol?
Yes, at their June meeting, we went over and approved participating with Berks County NS4 Steering Committee resolution, and somehow the vote we took didn't count as the vote for a resolution.
I made a mistake and thought that the existing resolution we had would be sufficient for Berks County. Then after double checking with them, after giving them the signed agreement, they said, no, you need a new resolution.
Okay.
So that was my error. Sorry about that.
Resolution 5-2025 is the same thing we went over in the June meeting, and everybody liked it. So I would like to make a motion that we approve joining with this group for MS4 training and cooperation with the municipalities.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And Ms. Cook, under source flood protection plan, I did order through our normal vendor 3 more spill
That's the
response
remainder we need.
signs.
That's the remainder we need. So the signs for the spill response have been ordered, which go in Long Swamp Township. And that's what I have for my report.
Thank you. Elaine?
So, the part-time administrative assistant position that is open, we have an applicant, Stacy interviewed, and I would like to, if we could, speak just briefly in executive session, Stacy, on whether we should move forward with this person, so we can get moving. Just want to see if everybody wants to do that, or you want to wait until our next meeting. Stacy, why don't you let us know what you think? Would you like us to have an executive session now so we can move forward on this as soon as possible, or rather than the 28th?
No, I'd rather do it.
I would prefer, because we've gone so long without a
and that's
person
why I
in the
want to get something
office.
before she commits to something else, if that's okay. So we have to discuss some things in private with regard to this person, so, this applicant, so. Should we?
Do you want to recess into executive session now, or do you want to wait till the end of the meeting?
Wait till the end.
You wanna wait till the end?
Yeah.
Whatever you want, yeah, whatever you want, that's fine, okay, so. There's also wastewater treatment plant open position. We don't have anyone, we had one applicant apply for that. And there is a matter with regard to this that I would like to talk about in executive session as well. Part-time seasonal public works laborers. Stacy, you said we had some applicants, but they weren't qualified.
One,
And what was, I mean, does this require much?
operating a lawnmower and a trimmer.
They couldn't operate those basic things, okay. We had no luck with that. And then, as far as policies, Stacy wanted to make a very minor revision to the water and sewer service policy. And did everyone get this in your packet? And Stacy, you were saying, this was for circumstances that we don't really cover in our policy.
Right, we cover changing out a meter, but removing a meter if a house is being demolished, adding a meter if a property owner who may have multiple units and only has 1 meter for multiple units, adding a meter to that.
Okay, so that would, could we just put a slash and put like next to what we have and just put disconnected, disconnection or removal?
Sure, but because it's a
Everything would
resolution
stay.
and not just a
I
policy,
mean, would
it's,
that be simpler, more simple, just to? Or to restore service slash add additional meters? Would everything else fall under the same, from the policy?
yep, just what's in the email. Chapter 2, Part 4C, number 4, just add number 4. Part 4D, just like you said, just add a few words.
And will we need to add a fee, in the fee schedule, like a meter removal fee? Would that be a different fee, but it would if we just took a meter out for any other purpose?
If it goes above and beyond what our disconnection fee would cover. Our disconnection fee is a $70 fee
Okay.
currently.
What are your thoughts, as a council?
Just adding it's probably the easiest one. And we don't have to like, do this resolution.
Correct, because it's a resolution, not just a policy. It
Right,
was
it's
a resolution.
amended by resolution.
So we need the wording.
So could Stacy just, basically just edit this with these couple lines, and then we can look at it? I haven't read the highlighted version of, and here's
Page
the.
3.
Yeah, that can be, yeah, I mean, that could be.
She could add that in this,
put
for
it- put it in the form-
the next meeting.
Put it in the form of resolution for the next meeting.
Okay. And the wording is fine as is?
Yeah, and if you feel you need to put this additional language in here for full payment of any labor that goes beyond what we normally have to do, I mean, I don't know if there would be, but you never know. What's next here? Oh, the workers' compensation safety policy. They didn't, our insurer for that insurance didn't give us any language for a loss control safety plan. So, do we want to, is a safety plan something we should have drawn up by a company that does that? Or is that something, you could just put something together?
I don't think it's something that has to be professionally, drawn up. What is our insurance company recommending?
They're not being definitive. They're referring to their website about loss control policies, safety plans and policies
Okay, I mean, I could,
for guidance
Our
and not
last
giving us
communication was
samples.
you were gonna look to see if there was anything that was previously written, and did you ever find
No,
anything?
we did not
Okay.
find anything.
let me see,
Safety committee was
let me see
supposed
if
to
I
be
can
formed,
find
and
a
never was.
loss prevention policy, workers' comp.
Just something that we have a lot of things in our handbook that
Yeah.
states what has to be done in the event of an accident or an incident. But if you have something.
Yeah, I can look and see that what we have in our office.
How did this come to us? Did you request this, Stacy, or?
We were issued this form to sign at the time that we renewed our workers' compensation insurance policy.
And they're requiring we must develop a company loss control policy, providing a system for monitoring injuries, implementing and evaluating safety procedures, company safety policy, provide for a statement of commitment of safe work practices, and provide detail of on-job loss control and safety procedures. They require us to do all of that in order to
Keep us insured to term, if we want us to sign off on it.
All businesses do.
We might even have something, but.
I believe that I could find something
Yeah.
That concludes my.
Thanks so much. Julie?
I've never put this
Kathy's not here.
So we still do need a motion to approve the list of bills and transfers as presented.
I'll make a motion.
Second. Scott? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
And there was an error on the accounting treasurer's report last month, so there's a note at the bottom of this month's for July.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Carol?
Community report. This Sunday is the car show, correct?
Is it?
Yes. Do you need any help with anything on that, or everything's good?
Pretty much everything's in place. The Boy Scouts want to get involved, so I've been talking with Barry Stein, and I'm thinking to have, if they still want to be involved, have them take the donation.
Okay. I owe you because you kind of took over while I was gone for the senior citizens luncheon, which I understand went well.
And Julie and Kathy were also there.
Good. The 150th anniversary, the next meeting is scheduled for August 14th at 6:30. And that's all I have.
What time does the car show start and end?
Okay. On the flyer, I put no cars before 10:30. But that's probably not gonna happen, they come early. So the car show is technically 12 to 4, but cars are gonna start coming probably around 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Okay,
And then the music afterwards is 4 to 7.
4 to 7.
Right.
That's Sunday.
Sunday. Hope for no rain. Yeah, I know. Is that it, Carol?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, the logging project is going very well. Quadrants 1, 3, and 4 are all completed. Quadrant 2 has been started. Last week alone, they have hauled out 12 to 14 loads. And he told me that probably in another 5 to 6 years, there'll be more up there to harvest again, so.
Have they seen any wildlife while they were up there?
Yeah, they seen deer.
Bears? You seen a bear?
There's one up there.
He didn't say anything about a bear, he just said he saw some fawns.
There is a bear up there. I wanted to make you aware of that. My sister-in-law has a picture of, and she lives on Watershed Lane, and it's walking in her yard. It was last Friday. So, walkers beware.
I have a quick question about that. You said that they said that 5 to 6 years they'll be ready to harvest again. Are we gonna have like a renewal, like to replant once we have a logging go through? And so that it's perpetuated? Do we have a plan in place? Or are we going to have a plan in place?
There's no plan in place for the
Okay.
past.
Is that something we should be doing? They're
Part of
supposed to-
his job was to do that
Okay.
forestry management so that you had a sustained forestry practice.
Okay.
And so you could, and so he didn't take them all this year, that's why you have the ability to have them in our harvest in 5 to 6, probably continue.
Okay.
The pool parking lot still, status is on hold.
We're gonna have to take a look at that and probably look to what might need to be done to close that out. So we've got an open permit, and that's gonna prevent you from doing other things, because there's an open NPDF permit right now on that site. So, and all that's been really disturbed is some concrete broken up, so I think we'll work on that, but I think we.
Yes, Scott, I have some concerns with that being undone and being just sitting there. When we first made this awful decision, which we had to do, to close the pool, which was very difficult. We wanted to facilitate getting that filled, because you've got water that lays there, you've got mosquito farm that it's become. It's a very unsafe environment for our community, and it's been sitting there on hold because I can't trust it will get done. I wanted to ask council if they felt it would be a good idea to get some estimates on what it would cost to hire a contractor to, just get estimates. I'm not saying send this out for bid, I just want to see if we can get a few estimates to see what the cost would be to get that pool closed so it's not a safety issue for our community. Any thoughts on that?
How much do we have set aside for it?
I just want to see if we can get an estimate. I don't know what's possible
We
financially.
can see if a contractor will give us an estimate. I'll have to look back at what our scope was. Part of the challenge was we were gonna move materials. Some of the borough's materials was gonna be part of that. So I'll have to look at what that is. Project will be big enough that it will have to be there. There's no way that project is gonna be less than $22,000. So it's moving material from, I think it was from up at the spring area down. Once they've broken it up, and it's quite a bit of work, the guys were gonna spend a long time doing that, so. But we'll ask, it's gonna be a goodwill gesture from a contractor, but we can ask. But the challenge is it's timing, it's really just timing.
Brian, I'll finish and then you can come back to the master plan. Is that-
We've been working on the master plan for about a year now, with the community and the committee. And so, the draft report was sent out to council, it's also been made available online. I understand from Stacy there have not been any comments received. So it's on your agenda tonight, for council's consideration for adoption. Obviously, this is sort of the next step in the process. It now becomes then a document once council's adopted it, so that the borough could seek potential funding for it in the future. So it's kind of closing out the master plan process. This was a grant that the borough received through the county. So to close out that grant as well, we would need the plan adopted. So it's for your consideration tonight to adopt.
I apologize if that link didn't work, and I did get to look at it today. Thanks for resending that. It didn't, we had it previously, and I forgot to get back to it. I did find a couple errors in it. One of them isn't an error so much as we did complete, I think, part of Oak Alley where we attached the sidewalks. I think there was, and I forgot the little paper I have where I had a couple items. I can email those if you'd like to you, where you stated that had to be completed, and now it has been completed.
It has been completed,
Couple
right,
of those
yes.
A couple of those
Sure.
kind of items are
Yeah,
in
that's the
it,
hazard.
because it started
the
so long
plan,
ago.
yes.
You just started this.
Actually, it's been completed since it was finally submitted,
Yeah,
so that's
so-
the
Yeah,
So some of that stuff's not, is a little inaccurate now.
we could adjust that, that would not be a problem.
Any motion
Yes.
to,
Is that something we could like, table to, and vote on next time, or?
I would like to do that.
Is there anything
I would
coming up,
prefer to do that.
is there anything coming up that's immediate that we have to do it right now?
Just
Well, the only
reimbursement,
thing would be is,
just reimbursement from the county of
Yeah, we haven't done
$25,000.
anything.
yeah, it would be holding up reimbursement.
And we'd like to
And
include
then-
it in the joint comprehensive plan too. And
Yeah.
that's coming to an end.
Oh, okay,
It's for motion.
okay.
can we have a motion to adopt the park master plan?
Yes, I'll make a motion.
Second? All in favor?
Should we make it subject to that, any changes we find, or is Does it pretty much have to be,
Subject to correction
Yeah.
of errors found.
okay, subject to correction of errors found.
Do you wanna,
Okay, I make an
Amend the motion.
Amend the motion.
And you agree to the, and
all in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? Motion carried.
Great,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Charlie, Oak Alley,
Basically, it's done, there's final walkthrough with DCNR scheduled for tomorrow. We're getting you some more details on maintenance. There's still maintenance and follow-up that the contractor has to do with the project.
And then we'll have a bond on this as well for a warranty period.
So,
on June 24th, the borough employees, along with Steel Masters, started the resurfacing of the basketball court. It finished up on July 2nd. I think it looked very good. And there were some pretty hot days that they were spreading sealer. So I commend them guys for taking care of that and getting it done timely.
And we got a lot of compliments, and it was done before the 4th of July weekend, which was very hard to do in that heat. Thank you, everybody who participated in that.
And I guess we gotta talk about restrooms again. Do you wanna,
Can I ask Charlie something?
huh?
Charlie, can I ask Charlie a question?
Sure.
In his report, the new water supply well, after getting authorization to access the well, you were told you could access the well. It was discovered that they had been granted shut,
yes,
thus the only water sample that can be obtained. You had permission to access them, go drill them open or whatever.
you don't want to pay for us to drill open the grouted wells.
Correct?
So the DEP is accepting of us getting the sample from the fire hall drinking water and proceeding with the project here. This was a case of two offices of DEP not talking together and not being aware of what was going on. So that was part of what took the time, was for us to get the folks that had the fire hall in compliance and us that were dealing with the drinking water side, to get them to get on the same page and to read the same reports and data, and that helped us out. Unfortunately, it just took time. As you can tell you, it was,
Thank you.
yeah, some people thought things were closed, other people thought they were open. Yeah, it wasn't a fun way.
Thank you.
Is that it, Carol?
Mhm.
So the restroom that we have here, if I'm correct, Stacy, isn't ADA approved.
Is it ADA compliant? Any of them, whether they're locker rooms or the ones that we had designated, correct?
And there's also a pipe
Plumbing issues, sewer issues.
that should be taken care of.
If we're going to use them extensively and not just sporadically.
That was actually part of the pool abandonment, was rerunning the sewer line.
Is the cost for that, did you ever price that out?
Not yet.
The guys were gonna do all of the work on that site, and that included the sewer line.
Oh, okay.
So the challenge is, right now, is the sewer line goes around the pool, and it's gonna be able to take a more direct shot. That was gonna cure some of the capacity problems.
Backup. That's what was happening, backups.
Yes.
So if we're using that now, there's.
We haven't had any problems yet, but,
Do a lot of people come
well,
down?
whether they use it or not, we're a public building, and it's required for a public building to have a public restroom open during your normal business hours. Whether you have bad
Yeah.
plumbing because of sewer backups or not.
So as far as the bathrooms here in the park, I think the public knows that we've been having all kinds of vandalism from kids and so forth. Is there any way, I was looking into some door locking systems where you can assign little key fobs to people. So you could register a key fob. If we have people and maybe you're there on a regular basis, I know people who go there with their grandkids every day or every other day. Maybe we could hand out, and that basically is under their control, and if anything happens, and the codes, whoever goes in there, it gets recorded. Is there any kind of system that we could look into, maybe see if we could more affordably find a way to work with the public a little better on that? I don't like those being closed, but we can't have it destroyed by these kids that are, any ideas or?
Can I answer that question? I'm sorry. I currently work for a security service company out in Fleetwood.
I'm sorry, what is your name?
Sayward Busher.
Sayward Busher, can you maybe write that down?
Oh, yeah, I know her.
All right.
So she currently works for our current security camera company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we installed for what you're talking about is an access system. We do install those. I'm not promoting them. I'm actually currently in the process of leaving with security service company. But what you're looking for is an access system. There is the ability to even program the key fobs on site, or with us particularly, we can also program those remotely at our office in Fleetwood. You can assign key fobs, you can assign key cards to whoever you need them to, employees or guests. And as it's as they swipe in, like you said, it does get recorded, times, dates. You can actually have the ability to tie the current alarm system into that system as well and have it as one system. So just a little.
Yes, I think we could maybe look into that. I looked at just like some door locks that have like some computer features for like $1,100-$1,200 locks that
Are you
have.
gonna give a fob to everybody who goes in the park?
No, what I'm saying is maybe we could limit it to people that, and we could have a sign there that you can register for one, credit card type of thing that can be recorded. And people that are regular users, maybe that would be one way. I'm just saying this as an idea.
So they could go in and then if they see the place has been trashed, they don't know who did it.
Well, they could
Well,
notify
they know
us.
because they could,
No, because not every person's gonna get one.
But then they can't get in.
Yeah, it's a locked lock.
But this is, they've gotten in before and we've
They
had locks,
picked
so
them.
that's a question.
So non-pickable locks.
Yeah.
So, look,
That's
I mean,
essential.
look, we can't protect us from everything, but I mean, this might be a way to limit it where we can have the public use it. There's systems out there in today's technology that we should say. Just something that's maybe we can look into. What do you guys think?
I look at
Should we give it pricing, and maybe ask our current company and maybe we can look for others.
that's all, Monica.
On the subject of bathrooms, are those also gonna be open for the car show on Sunday, or are you just having this open?
This won't be open.
This
We got-
won't be, those will? Porta potties?
We got
Porta
porta
potties.
potties.
Okay.
I think double,
Double,
like
two.
4.
Is it four?
2 or 4, I don't know.
I thought it was two.
2 down by the snack stand and 2 up at the restrooms in the park that are open.
And that's it? Porta potties,
4.
that's it?
Correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Scott?
We got meter switched out for zero, water and sewer bills will come out later this month. We had a meeting with the municipal authority on June 16th, right?
June 16th, correct.
June 16th for discussions of water rates and sewer rates. It's ongoing, nothing really solidified out of that meeting, but we have
So, RCAP Solutions Pennsylvania, which is funded by the USDA, has offered to do a rate study for water and wastewater for the borough. It's grant funded, so we would only have to supply them with agreements that have been copied and given to council for their review.
I personally think it's a great idea because it's free. And secondly, because everybody's got an opinion on this one. And, before, my head or anybody else's head goes on the chopping block, I would much rather have an authority come in and say, hey, this is where a borough of this size should be, shouldn't be, where you're at and stuff like that, and they'll give us that information to help with that decision.
They do a real rate study, don't they, of your income and expenses?
Yep, looking at our last few budgets, last few audits, expenditures, revenues.
And they're looking at a September 30th completion date, which fits in very nicely with what we need to do.
Prior to budget.
And we're gonna have to make a decision last quarter.
And that's why I think it's important to have that done, so that's in front of us, versus all the other information that, myself, Stacy, and Lane, all of us have put together, so that we can maybe reconvene with those guys from the municipal authority and show them, hey, this is what they're saying versus what we were saying. And it gives us a good apple to apple kind of comparison.
We need to execute the agreements.
Yeah, motion.
Make a motion.
Need a motion to
Yes.
execute the agreement?
I'll make a motion to execute the agreement.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. That's it. Charlie?
So we talked about the water supply well and the fund we had there. It is getting to be MS4 season again, so we will have that draft report into review in August. It's due at the end of September. We did get the ship date for Washington Street Pump Station, which would be at the end of September. We plan on having that available for your award of the contract for the installation of that at the September 8th meeting, so we have plenty of time to get bids. And they should be doing that work in mid-October is what we're looking at finally. We had the pre-bid on the chlorine contact chamber and had about 5 separate companies, 2 from many of them there for the pre-bid, so it was good. Everybody had positive feedback, so I expect good bids on that project. We had a little fun pop up at the M&T Bank. Just wanted to give you guys a report on that sidewalk project. Started the project without a permit, came in, got a permit. What makes that sidewalk unique and what it's a reason why we want to make sure people are doing the work to get a permit. That one is right on top of the culvert. It runs from the park through, and they broke up the concrete. And fortunately, there's enough room apparently between the sidewalk and the culvert, but they were not aware the culvert was there, and they could have done serious damage to that culvert, which would have been a bit fun. So we're working with them to resolve for them to resolve the design of the replacement sidewalk so that the culvert is protected. But you'll see that work, and that made that a little bit fun.
And the sidewalk is currently on Home Avenue from the alley to the corner closed to pedestrian traffic.
They did go ahead and remove the broken concrete, but we need to see a design to accommodate the nice old arch culvert that's there. So our work in controlling sedimentation in the creek is apparently done well because a couple of years ago you couldn't really walk in that culvert, and they were able to walk down the culvert to where they were working. So that's a good news on that. And the rest of it we covered already.
Thanks, Charlie. And additional update to the hometown heroes. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to the executive session.
No, we have to have an executive session, and
So
then we have to
recess.
vote after that as well.
Do you want Topton preservation report?
Yeah, I forgot.
If y'all got in your folders very detailed account of his activities, partner for the cemetery and part for the Preservation Society. So, unfortunately, oh, here we go, $4,707.85 is the balance on account for us. That's it.
Sorry.
That's it?
Sorry. Adjourn to executive session.
Recess.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Thank you. Thank you very much. When's your last day? Somebody called me, that's a great situation.
Need a motion to come back from executive session.
I make a motion.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now we need a motion to adjourn.
Nope.
Well, no, we gotta
No,
have,
you have
are
to-
there any people out there, or are they all gone?
Someone's waiting out there.
Just
Well,
one? We have to
make
look.
the motion for her to hire the executive.
Yeah, but she's gotta see if any people are out.
Right.
Let's go back to the adjournment.
Hello? Do you want to come back in?
Holy shnikes.
Come on, hang in there. You can do it. Let me step on
So
your
we need a
toe.
motion to hire,
Yeah.
No.
and we need a motion to hire
Bernadine
Miss
Douglas.
Bernadine Douglas for office assistant
For $18 an hour to.
for $18 an hour, no more than 30 hours.
I'll make that.
And to
motion.
Flexible hours.
Starting July the 20th.
Starting July
28th.
28th.
Anything else?
Yes. I'll make that motion.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carried. And now we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Let's go at least a-
Were you saying something? Because I thought you said something. I was
No,
looking over
but
and
you
then
were
your head
funny,
was
and
like
I-
this, and I'm like,
What
what's she
are you
doing?
doing?
And I was looking at you going, what is she
I'll do
doing?
What are you looking at?
I was trying to say the same thing.
Thank you.
Just sign
You.
Yeah, date and sign is usually what Kathy does, so we didn't, it's part of the minutes. So just because of her absence, we didn't want to get unsigned. Oh, thanks. Tops.
I ain't falling asleep anytime soon.
I had it on my radar.
And you had such a,
Yeah, it was a shit
said it was a
day.
bad day.
Woodside and which
Free Hall.
Free hall,
They're doing different times,
okay.
but I thought one was coming up next year.
We,
Stupid, my husband works
Like I
for a company,
said,
gave up
we-
stupid pens.
What, they don't work? They don't
No,
work?
and he just
I'm
started.
gonna call Roy.
Oh, is he working somewhere else now?
Yeah.
Another
Because
state?
I know,
Still
Like
in
my
Weed
head's
Hall
not working right, Free Hall and Woodside, right? I
Correct.
wanna say Wooside,
And I don't know why.
it's late.
Because we just-
Yes, correct.
They don't have anybody on. So maybe.
Like I
mean,
said,
it's
it's a different times, but I can.
If they do,
Okay.
but I don't know.
So they.
I don't, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, you know, they do more, it's just, I guess, correct to put in a pot. All
Yep.
that other figure.
Because, okay, because when they do that study, I'll make sure that they have to tell them too. Okay. Okay.
There you go. I knew there was another reason why I did
Well,
it.
you
That's
got that
probably
down?
it.
Good idea, good idea.
Denise wanted, I told her, I made a sign to her to just go, because she said,
Did she turn it off?
she did.
Did she?
I don't know.
That's why.
No.
She did.
I don't know where the damn button is, and I put my glasses
Just
on.
unplug it, yeah.
Oh, I don't usually do
I'm
that.
open most of
Oh, it might break stuff?
Does she realize she didn't turn it off?
Probably not. You hear all my cursing.
That was fun.
Is this it?